Did you know that after the age of 70, most people don't pass away from sudden illness or dramatic events? They die from quiet causes, subtle, slow-moving changes that creep in without warning. That's the part no one talks about. It's not the pain that takes you. It's the missed signals. It's the symptoms we've ignored for years because they didn't seem like a big deal. But they add up. A long-term study in Chicago revealed something sobering. The vast majority of deaths after 70 can be traced back to just a handful of conditions. Conditions that often go unnoticed because they don't always shout. They whisper. This video isn't here to scare you. It's here to prepare you. Because once you know what to watch for, you gain power. The power to respond, to adjust, to care for the body that's carried you this far with just a little more intention. So today we're walking through 6 silent threats that cause the most harm after 70. What they look like, how they sneak up, and most importantly, what you can do right now to reduce your risk. Stick with us till the end, because the 6th one might surprise you. It's not even a disease, but it sends more older adults to the hospital than most people realize. Let's begin. One of the most common causes of death after 70 doesn't make a lot of noise. It doesn't come on like a movie heart attack with clutching pain and gasps. It arrives slowly, over years, through plaque that builds in your arteries, through blood vessels that stiffen with age, through blood pressure that rises quietly while no one's watching. This is cardiovascular disease, and it's responsible for more deaths than almost any other condition in older adults. But here's the tricky part. Most people don't feel it coming. In fact, for some, the very first symptom is sudden cardiac arrest. For others, it's a stroke, often painless but devastating. There are early signs: shortness of breath while walking upstairs, fatigue that doesn't go away, swelling in the ankles. But too often we chalk those up to just getting older. Let me tell you about Harold. He was 76, active, sharp, took a walk every morning. Then one evening after dinner, he slumped over in his chair. No warning. By the time the ambulance arrived, it was too late. What no one knew was that Harold had stopped monitoring his blood pressure. He felt fine, until the day he didn't. That's the quiet danger of heart disease. But here's the good news. It's also one of the most preventable. Regular checkups, managing your blood pressure and cholesterol, moving your body in gentle, heart-healthy ways, watching your salt and sugar, not perfectly, just mindfully. These habits are lifelines, not limitations. And listen closely. Your body speaks before it screams. That flutter in your chest, that pressure in your jaw or shoulder, that breathlessness you didn't used to have, they're not nothing. They're early warnings. Ignoring them costs years. Listening might just save them. The heart may be quiet, but the lungs, they're even quieter. They don't suddenly collapse. They wear down, slowly day by day, until one day, even walking across the room feels like climbing a mountain. Respiratory issues like chronic bronchitis, COPD, or lung scarring don't usually start with drama. They start with fatigue, a cough that lingers, a wheeze that comes and goes, a shortness of breath that creeps in so gradually you don't notice until it's already changed your life. And after 70, when lung capacity naturally decreases, these changes become more serious and more dangerous. Let me tell you about Linda. She was 82, never smoked a cigarette in her life, but she lived with someone who did, and in a city where the air wasn't clean. Over time, the damage built up. Her lungs became stiff. Breathing deep became hard. She thought she was just slowing down with age. but she was actually running out of oxygen. By the time she got a diagnosis, her lungs were too scarred to heal fully. That's how slow, silent lung damage works. It builds invisibly. Then one infection, one cold, pushes your lungs past what they can handle. So what can you do? Stay up to date on flu and pneumonia vaccines. Use a humidifier during dry months. Avoid secondhand smoke. And if you've been diagnosed, be diligent with your inhalers or treatments. Most of all, don't ignore breathlessness, because here's the thing, lungs don't have pain receptors. When they're struggling, they won't hurt, but they will whisper. And if you listen now, you may never have to hear them scream. It's one of the few things in life that tells the truth, without ever speaking. Your body knows. It always has. And if you're still here with us, still watching, drop a number 2 in the comments to let us know. It helps more than you know. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a video. This channel is here to serve you, to empower you, and to make the next chapter of your life as strong and supported as possible. Now, let's keep going. There's a health threat that affects millions of older adults, but it often doesn't show up in the mirror. It doesn't always cause pain, and for many, it doesn't even feel like a threat. Diabetes, especially when it's been quietly damaging the body for decades, sometimes without anyone noticing. You may feel fine. You might not even know you have it. But high blood sugar wears down everything. Your nerves, kidneys, eyes, circulation, and immune system. And it rarely causes death directly. Instead, it weakens the body's defenses until a wound, an infection, or a complication spirals out of control. Unlike a stroke or a heart attack, diabetes doesn't make a dramatic entrance. It arrives with subtle signs: numbness in your feet, cuts that take forever to heal, fatigue that rest doesn't fix, changes in your vision that come and go. These are the whispers of a body trying to fight too much sugar in the blood every single day. Let me tell you about George. He was 79, active, lean, never thought of himself as someone at risk. Then one day, during a routine checkup, his doctor noticed his blood sugar had been elevated for years. He had no idea. Within 2 years, George developed nerve pain, kidney problems, and a foot wound that just wouldn't heal. That wound turned into an infection, which led to an amputation. And from there, his health declined rapidly, not because of the wound itself, but because of the chain reaction that followed. That's the thing with diabetes. It's like water leaking behind your walls. You don't see the damage until the structure's already weakened. And after 70, the stakes are even higher. Wounds take longer to heal. Infections are harder to fight. And complications can spiral much faster. But there's good news. Even small steps make a difference. Regular A1C testing, checking blood sugar, daily movement, walking, chair exercises, stretching, watching carbohydrate and sugar intake, paying attention to subtle signs, swelling, changes in urination, unexplained fatigue. These aren't burdens. They're tools, signals that help you protect the systems that are still working beautifully inside of you. You don't have to be perfect to live well with diabetes. You just need to be aware. And if you've never been diagnosed, but something feels off, or if it's been years since your last checkup, it's never too late to ask your doctor for one simple test. Because most of the danger in diabetes isn't the diagnosis. It's the years of silence that came before it. Cancer. It's a word no one wants to think about, especially in their 70s or 80s. But here's what you need to know. Cancer in older adults often grows quietly, without pain, without clear signs, without giving you an obvious reason to get checked. Some of the most dangerous types, pancreatic, colon, ovarian, prostate, can grow for months or even years before they're discovered. And by the time symptoms show up, the disease may already be advanced. Unlike other conditions, cancer doesn't always follow a pattern. You could be eating, sleeping, and functioning normally. Then notice something small: a new fatigue, a dip in appetite, unexplained weight loss, a strange feeling in your gut, a discomfort that doesn't go away, and it's easy to brush these things off. We tell ourselves, it's just aging. I'm just tired. It's nothing. But sometimes, it is something. Take Joyce, 83. She was independent and in good health. Then she started noticing bloating after meals. Her pants felt a little looser. Her appetite dipped. Her friends said, "You're just getting older." But her instincts told her otherwise. She got checked, and they found ovarian cancer. It was advanced, but still treatable. Joyce later said, "The hardest part wasn't the diagnosis. It was knowing how easily I could have ignored it." Many older adults skip screenings, not out of neglect, but out of fear, inconvenience, or the belief that it's too late. But it's not too late. Early detection, even after 70, can make a massive difference. A colonoscopy can find polyps before they become dangerous. A low-dose CT scan can detect lung cancer early in former smokers. A PSA test or physical exam can catch prostate issues before they spread. And simple blood work can flag concerns long before symptoms appear. Preventing cancer isn't always possible, but catching it early, that can save your life. So listen to your body. Pay attention to changes in appetite, digestion, sleep, or energy. Trust your gut if something feels different, and speak up. Because after 70, health isn't just about adding years to life. It's about protecting the years you still have, with knowledge and care. No one wants to think about cancer, but thinking about it now could mean many more good years ahead. Because when it comes to cancer, silence favors the disease, not the person. If you're still with us, comment number 4 below to let me know you're here and learning something valuable. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. It really does help us keep making content to inform, inspire, and support you. After age 70, the biggest health threats aren't always loud or sudden. They don't always knock you off your feet or send you racing to the hospital. Some of the deadliest risks are quiet. They creep in slowly, unnoticed, until one day, everything changes. But here's the truth. Just because these dangers are silent doesn't mean you're powerless. In this video, we'll explore 60 silent but deadly health risks after 70. And more importantly, how you can spot, prevent, and outsmart them before they become life-changing. Let's begin. Number 1. A heart that's failing quietly. Most people think a heart problem means chest pain and emergency sirens. But for many seniors, heart failure starts silently, with small signs like fatigue, shortness of breath while climbing stairs, swelling in the legs, or needing to sleep propped up with pillows. It's easy to brush this off as just getting older. But these subtle symptoms could mean your heart isn't pumping blood effectively. Left untreated, it can lead to major complications like fluid in the lungs, kidney strain, and even sudden cardiac arrest. Here's what helps: regular checkups and asking your doctor to listen for early signs of heart issues. Daily movement, even light walking, helps circulation. Managing blood pressure, cholesterol, and salt intake. And most importantly, listening to your body. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you do, and turn on the bell so you never miss a video. that could protect your health. Number 2, a lung capacity that quietly shrinks. As we age, our lungs lose elasticity. Breathing can become shallower, but often this change is so gradual, you don't even notice until you suddenly feel out of breath during simple tasks. This isn't just about aging. It could signal chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, early emphysema, or even undiagnosed heart issues. One woman I knew, age 76, used to love gardening. Over time, she started needing breaks. Then she stopped altogether. A checkup showed her lung function had dropped significantly. But with treatment and breathing exercises, she regained much of her stamina. Here's how to stay ahead. Don't ignore shortness of breath, even mild. Avoid smoking or secondhand smoke. Ask your doctor about a spirometry test. Stay active and practice deep breathing. It keeps your lungs strong. The lungs don't raise their voice when they're struggling. They whisper. Pay attention to that whisper. It could save your life. If you're still watching, drop a number 2 in the comments to let me know you're here. Number 3, the hidden toll of mismanaged diabetes. One of the most underestimated health threats after 70 is diabetes, especially when it's quietly worn down the body for years without obvious symptoms. You might feel fine, but high blood sugar could be damaging your nerves, your kidneys, your eyesight, and your ability to heal. I once met a man named George, 79, who seemed perfectly healthy. A routine checkup showed his blood sugar had been elevated for years. Within 2 years, he developed kidney issues, nerve pain, and a foot wound that wouldn't heal. It led to an amputation, and from there, his health spiraled. Not because of the foot itself, but because of infection, immobility, and emotional strain. Here's what you can do. Get regular A1C tests. Monitor your blood sugar. Move your body daily. Even short walks help. Be mindful of hidden sugars and processed carbs. Watch for numbness, vision changes, or fatigue. You don't need to be perfect, just aware. Because in many cases, it's not the diagnosis that shortens life. It's the years of silence before it. Drop a number 3 in the comments if you're still with me. Number 4, undetected cancer growing quietly. Some of the most dangerous cancers, like pancreatic, colon, or prostate, don't always cause early symptoms. You might feel fine, until one day you don't. And by then, it's already advanced. Joyce, 83, had always been healthy. She noticed bloating and fullness after meals. Her pants felt looser. Friends said it was just aging, but she trusted her gut. Doctors found ovarian cancer. It was advanced, but still treatable. She said the hardest part wasn't the diagnosis. It was knowing how easily she could have ignored the signs. Many seniors skip screenings, not out of neglect, but fear, inconvenience, or the belief that it's too late. But early detection after 70 can still make all the difference. Be proactive. Colonoscopies catch polyps before they become cancer. Low-dose CT scans can detect lung cancer early. PSA tests can flag prostate issues. And unusual fatigue, weight loss, appetite changes. Don't ignore them. Cancer thrives in silence. Awareness breaks that silence. Drop a number 4 in the comments if this resonates. Number 5, severe infections from weakened immunity. After 70, your immune system isn't as fast or strong as it once was. Even common infections, like the flu, pneumonia, UTIs, or skin infections, can spiral fast into something dangerous, even deadly. Walter, 85, felt a little tired one morning. By night, he had a mild fever. The next morning, he was confused and unsteady. At the ER, they found a UTI had spread to his bloodstream. He was lucky. He recovered. but it reminded everyone how quickly things can change. What you can do: stay hydrated, keep wounds clean, wash hands regularly, stay up to date on vaccines, and trust your instincts when something feels off. Confusion, fatigue, or behavior changes in older adults can be signs of infection, not just aging. Drop number 5 in the comments if you're still here. Number 6. Falls and fractures that trigger rapid decline. A single fall may not sound deadly, but for seniors, it can start a downward spiral. Carol, 80, tripped on a rug. She fractured her hip, needed surgery and rehab. She lost confidence, stopped walking as much, then stopped going out. Her muscles weakened. Her independence faded. Within a year, she was in assisted care, not from disease, but from a single missed step. Falls are the #1 cause of injury-related death for seniors over 70. Here's how to stay standing and strong. Clear clutter. Add grab bars, night lights, and non-slip mats. Wear proper shoes, even indoors. Do leg strengthening exercises. Get regular vision checks. And listen to your body. Rest when needed. It's not about fear. It's about foresight. Drop number 6 in the comments if this spoke to you. Final thoughts. Your power. After 70, every one of these silent threats, the failing heart, the shrinking lungs, the quiet rise of diabetes, the undetected cancer, the creeping infection, and the sudden fall, they all have something in common. They often begin without pain, without panic, without fanfare, but they're not invisible. Now you know what to look for, and that gives you power. This wasn't a video about doom. It was a video about defense, awareness, and self-respect. You still have time to protect your health, your independence, and your future. You just have to pay attention and take small actions now. Thank you for watching. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Share one thing you learned and how you plan to use it in your life. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating content to inform and inspire you. Stay well, and we'll see you in the next video.